Hey guys, this is Carol with Carol's Daily Sauce. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Well, today we're going to have just a little chit chat. I've been doing so much with my 30 days of taming the tongue and haven't really been doing a whole bunch with my channel, and I don't want to lose subscribers because of my not having the content that might keep them. However, I will still be having my encouraging and godly content because that is me. That's who I am. So what I wanted to do, you guys, is I wanted to come to you guys and let's just have a chit chat on some news events and some things that have went on within the last couple of days, within last week. A couple of things, I believe one thing actually happened earlier today. And unfortunately, everything that I will be discussing is not good news. There are some good things that have really come about. We're going to have to fix that here because, Hunty, that looks like a bang, and I don't do that. I only do bangs with ponytails, and I don't do them that much. But anyway, we will be discussing some very wonderful things, but we will be discussing some things that aren't very pleasant, but they are reality and they are life. So please do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to be reminded of each and every video that I upload. And please, ma'am, please, sir, please remember to share. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started in our little Let's Chat news events that we have on today, earlier today. And for me, it is actually in the later evening because of where I am. Colorado. There was another shooting in Colorado, and this was a shooting that took place at a STEM school, which is a charter school. They actually have elementary school students, they have middle school students, as well as high school students. There were approximately 1,850 students that were attending class or had attended class this year. Unfortunately, a gunman entered into the school and injured at least 8 people. Thank God, 2 people were taken into custody for having done that. There were at least 4 people who were taken to the hospital in serious condition. This right here is something that I pray about every single morning. I pray for your children. I pray for my children. And my children are not even in school anymore, but I just pray for children. I pray for, all the kids of the world, that they would be safe and sound, that God would continue to place a hedge of protection around them. So rest assured, someone is praying for your child, even if you're not, and your grandmother is no longer alive. Someone out there is praying for your children, and we need to pray for our children. I often pray that, Lord, you will protect our children when they are in our presence and when they're not, and definitely also protect our older children. Sometimes our older children don't make the right decisions that they actually should make. This particular situation with this shooting at this charter school really cringed my heart. I actually was looking at the news today, and I noticed the children walking out of school with their hands up. What have we come to? What have we come to? What is it that we can do? What should we do? What is really going on? My suggestion would be that they put metal detectors all throughout the school. You can't even come into the school unless you go through a metal detector. And I don't even know if that would really help. I just think that this is a very bad situation that, our children can't go to school, our grandchildren can't go to school without the potential of being harmed or, God forbid, killed. It kind of reminded me, definitely wasn't even a of the Columbine shooting that happened in April of 1999, where 12 students and a teacher were killed, and then the suspect eventually turned the weapon on himself and killed himself. It just makes you really think, what world are we living in today? What is the world doing? What are we doing? We now have to teach our children when they go to school to be kind to everyone. But then the problem with that is, even in teaching your children to be kind to everyone, there are people who actually are not even in the school, who come into school and produce harm on our children. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So please continue to pray for all of those families, all of the families of those that were attacked, all of the families of even the children that weren't attacked, because the psychological effects are going to be pretty high. I could not imagine being in school, grocery store, or anywhere, minding my own business, and someone comes in there and starts shooting. It's a shock factor. So we really need to continue to pray for our world. Pray for our world that change would come about in a good way. Now we're going to talk about something so lovely, so lovely, the Royal Sussex Baby. Okay, you guys, first of all, I know some of y'all are like, are you serious? The Royal Sussex Baby? Yeah, I am. I'm serious. Well, Harry and Meghan's baby was born on yesterday. Not quite sure of the time. I believe the baby was born at the early hours of yesterday, which was May the 6th, 2019. I know that little man weighed 7 pounds and 3 ounces. He was pretty small. They didn't say the inches, and I think that probably has something to do with the difference in the UK and the United States and how we do our measurements. Very excited about Meghan and very excited about Harry and their marriage. And what really excited me about this really interesting couple is I used to look at, I didn't want to say this until the end, but I'm going to go ahead and incorporate it right now. I used to look at Lady Di. You guys, I really thought that I was royalty. In the 12th grade, when she got married, when I got married the first time, the gown that I was looking for looked very Victorian, just like hers, had the high sleeves and everything. I mean, I literally thought I was royalty. When I went to high school, my shoes and my handbags matched. My makeup was always together, my hair. You guys, I was in the 12th grade dressing like I was a 20-year-old woman. Because I really admired Lady Di. And when Lady Di was killed, because that is exactly what happened to her, it really broke my heart. I remember at that time, when she was killed, I was pregnant with my 3rd child, and I laid in the bed all day mourning for her, because I felt like, I had lost a family member. I really did. But the thing that I want to talk about really quick right now is the comments, the cruel, nasty, unusual, unethical, no need for comments that have been on the internet. I have seen them on Twitter. I have seen them on Instagram. I have seen them on Facebook, and they need to stop. I mean, come on, y'all. Granted, Meghan is biracial. Who cares? Who cares that her mother is African American? Who cares that her father is Caucasian? Who cares? She's a human being. The most deliberate and nasty comment that I have heard was this young lady said, Harry gonna learn today that Meghan gets relaxers to straighten her hair. But you know what's really funny? I kept hearing people saying, "Ooh, that baby gonna have nappy hair. That baby gonna have this. They ain't gonna know what to do with that little brown prince in the family. The Sussex baby, da 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 da." Trust me, when she married into the family, they knew this. Now, let's touch on the nappy hair. I don't know if you all are looking out of the same set of eyes and the clarity that I have in my eyes, but the last I checked, Harry's hair was a little coarse and nappy. Okay? Y'all can call that curly if you want to, but his hair is just like mine and possibly just like yours. When his hair get wet, it curls up quite a bit. His hair is coarse. So her hair curling up and getting coarse and super, super curly is not really going to be anything to him because he has curly hair. Now, you might say, well, how did he end up with red hair? We don't know whether Charles is dyeing his hair. We don't know if Diana dyed her hair. We don't know if down in the lineage, if there was somebody with red hair or coarse nappy hair. We don't know that. Stop saying that about that baby. You haven't even seen the baby. And so what if her hair gets nappy? Half of y'all's hair is nappy and you relaxing it too. So leave her alone. Leave her alone. Let her straighten her hair if she wants to. And guess what? Ain't nothing wrong with nappy hair. Then I kept hearing, oh, we're going to have a biracial prince, or we're going to have it. Why can't we just have a prince? Why do he have to be referred to as a biracial prince? Who cares? He's a prince. Granted, it is history being broken, but you know what? The sooner we get away from separation and division, the better we will be as a country, as a world, as a nation, as people. You know, we set our own divisions. We place our own divisions. You know, it's just like, you know, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, blacks can't get along. They can't live together. They can't do this. They're shooting and killing each other. You know, Hispanics, they live together. They, you know, they do this, they do that. Guess what? They fight in their home too. Guess what? Caucasians fight in their home too. We are all human beings and we all have faults. And we can't just keep pinpointing and saying this person is going to do this person is going to do that, and all that. Another comment I heard was, it doesn't surprise me that he's seventh in line to the throne. If he had married a white woman from the UK, the baby still would have been seventh in line to the throne. That's just it. That's the way it happens. You have the father has sons, and then from the father having the sons, it goes down, 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 down. And what's the other brother's name? Harry's brother's name? Oh my God, I know these. They're my nephews. I know them. We have William. Well, I think that's his name, William. Has 3 children. So when the first child was born, that person came after William, and then the next person, and then the next person. So this child being seventh in the line to the throne is nothing. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's what you should have known if you follow the royal family, how they do it. It's just what they do. We as Americans just need to settle down. This particular combination, I guess I should say, or union with Harry and Meghan is going to be very, very good for us in the UK. It might help as far as relations with the UK and the Americans. So what that the baby is biracial? I don't know whether you know it or not, but the last I checked, I've always seen precious and beautiful biracial babies. Let me tell you, they always cute. Always cute. All babies are cute. I tell you one thing, he'll be precious for sure. And I can't wait to see my great nephew. I can't wait to see him. I just can't. Y'all probably think I'm crazy, but I'm serious. He is my great nephew. And personally, I'm going to tell you what I think his name is going to be. I think his name is going to be Alexander James. That's what I think. Now, I could be wrong. I don't have any inside scoop. Nobody has called me on the phone and told me, Auntie Carol, his name is going to be thus and so. Nope. From what I can understand, they are supposed to be making an announcement sometime this week as to what the baby's name is, as well as introducing my nephew to the world. I have not even yet seen him myself. So you guys don't worry. We'll get to see his sweet little face sooner rather than later. And I just personally cannot wait to see him. I just can't wait to see him. I think it's such a blessing that Meghan will be able to celebrate Mother's Day. That this Mother's Day, this coming Sunday, she'll be able to celebrate it. And then at the very last part of this, I have to tell you guys how much I love Diana. I loved Diana. I had every book of hers. I had all of her wedding pictures. Like I said, I kind of mirrored my wedding gown after hers. And when it came to the point where my ex-husband was going out to sea, we ended up getting a dress that I got from Mervyn's. But it wasn't as extravagant as I wanted it to be, but it was very similar with the Victorian sleeves. It was like a pale pink. It was really, really pretty. It was really, really pretty. So we had talked about the Colorado shooting, which wasn't very good news, but we do need to be aware of that. This is the Let's Chat and News Events. We have talked about the Royal Sussex Baby, my nephew, and I believe his name, as I said before, is going to be Alexander James. And now, this right here, I'm really mad. I'm really mad. This is how I look when I'm mad. I'm mad at you YouTubers because I thought that somebody would have told me this. I was looking at TV earlier today, and I don't know if actually I was looking at TV earlier today or if I was actually scrolling through the internet, and I noticed that T.I. the rapper, his sister had passed away. I had not heard that. Usually, like John Singleton, I'm usually really, really up on current events. I'm usually really up on stuff like that. Every event with celebrities and stuff, usually I'm pretty much up on that. So for her, Precious Harris, and that's not her real name, that's the nickname that they gave her. That's the name that she actually went by on the show. His older sister passed away. So I did a little investigation, and sadly I found out that on February the 12th, Precious was in the car with her granddaughter, and she suffered an asthma attack, which caused her to crash into a telephone pole. As a result, 911 was called, and when they got to her, she was still alive and was talking, but she was obviously leaving. And so they started to perform CPR on her. She ended up being in intensive care for about 10 days. And then on February the 22nd, she passed away. And, it was really, really sad when I read about it, because the one thing I did know about Precious and T.I. is he loved his older sister. He really did. His children loved his older sister, especially Major. Major really, really loved her, because she was the one who spent a lot of time with Major, teaching him all kinds of things, his ABCs, teaching him just everything. She put in a lot of good quality time with him. But I'm not trying to dig up old news. I'm just trying to educate. So with that being said, what I'd like to do is I'd like to share with you all some of the information about asthma. I am an asthma sufferer. I unfortunately have to do a maintenance inhaler every single day. And I also have one in which I use at the onset. So once I start wheezing, I have one that can kind of like and stop it. How I found out that I actually had asthma is, I believe it was years and years ago. I was cleaning the stove, and I sprayed like a stove cleaner, and I went like that. It kind of like just took all the wind out of me. All the wind out of me. And so I went to the doctor. I told the doctor actually what happened. They did a breathing test, but at that time, and this was probably over 15, 20 years ago, they didn't diagnose me as having cancer, God forbid, asthma, as having asthma. So for years and years and years, for me living in Virginia, Virginia has a very bad, around this time of the year, spring, pollen problem where you can actually walk outside and rub on your car and see the yellow and green pollen, covered on the cars in Virginia. And I, at that time, started having a lot of problems with breathing difficulties. I was put on a allergy pill. And then once I came back to California, it was even worse. I was put on another allergy pill that was actually stronger, because all that like Allegra and Claritin, y'all, I can't do that. I can't do that. The allergy pills that I have to be on are, I have to take one during the day and I have to take one at night. The one that I take during the day is Zyrtec. I hope I'm saying that right. And then the one that I take at night is Singular, I think it is. And Singular is the one that they give people who actually have asthma. So what is asthma? Asthma is a respiratory condition. It is marked by spasms in the bronchi of the lungs, and it causes difficulty breathing. As you guys know, as I was saying that, I touch here, because what happens to me is when I'm having problems with my asthma, it seems like this is closed off. As you guys see, I'm doing that, and it's kind of like, that's how I feel when my asthma is acting up. I always say this to people, It is a terrible thing not to be able to breathe. It is a terrible thing to wake up in the middle of the night and be gasping for an inhaler or gasping for your breath or trying to get yourself. So those of us that have asthma, keep a pump in your glove compartment, keep one in your husband's car, keep one in your car, keep one in the kitchen, keep one in the bathroom, keep one in the living room, keep one everywhere you go. Also, I know we always worry about germs, and we worry about germs and transmitting of germs, but honey, let me tell you something. If I see somebody, I don't care who it is, if I see somebody having a hard time, difficulty breathing, and they let me know they have asthma, you're getting my inhaler. Because you know what? Where that one came from, I can go get another one. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I'm telling you guys, to feel like you can't breathe. So it's a respiratory condition marked by spasms in the bronchi lungs, which causes difficulty breathing. What brings it about? Perfume, dust mites, cockroach droppings. Hopefully all people don't even have that. Animal dander, molds, and pollen. Mold is crucial for me. Mold and pollen is crucial. Mold is so crucial, I can step in a house and I can smell mold. I can smell it. It has a sweet mapley smell, and I lose my voice instantly. Smoking, if you live in a house where people smoke, that's a trigger. The air pollution and smoke in the air and the impurities and things in the air, strong odors, as I said, such as perfume and fumes from cars, fumes from machines. This one blew me away. Emotional anxiety and stress. When I am emotionally stressed, it flares up. You can have a viral infection. Viral infection can bring about an asthma attack, which happens when people get bronchitis and they have to get put on inhalers. And a lot of times that's not permanent. Some of us have it permanently. One way that they actually found out that I had asthma was I kept getting bronchitis. I had bronchitis, they put me on steroids, and they put me on steroids again, then they put me on antibiotics. And people was like, let me check this out. I have inhalers. I have not a CPAP machine. Jesus, no. But I do have a, what is that thing called? And it took me heck to get it. A nebulizer. I do have a nebulizer. And my doctor was like, well, why do you need a nebulizer? You already have the pump. The nebulizers act quickly. They act quickly. It goes right there. Dry weather can bring about an asthma attack. And you know what? I also deal with acid reflux, and that can bring about an asthma attack. And the reason that I am talking about this is because I don't want people to be in situations such as hers, where they're driving and they're having this massive asthma attack. They don't know what it is, and they don't have their stuff readily available to help them in the time of need. There are keys to managing your asthma. There are keys to managing it. Number one, you have to know your triggers. You have to know what sets you off. You have to know what makes you go into that. You have to know what it is. Number two, you have to be able to be consistent at maintaining it every day. I have a maintenance inhaler, one that I use every single day, so that I don't have flare-ups. Now, due to anxiety and stress and environment and pollen and all of those things, you may not even be able to keep it at bay, especially if there's a fire and you've had some sort of smoke inhalation. You may not be able to keep it at bay. Hence, one of the reasons they give you a rescue one. It's called a rescue inhaler, and it's one of the ones when you feel it coming on, and you pump it in there, and it gives it to you. You get your breath back. Sometimes, if you've waited too long to use your rescue inhaler, if you're still in the situation where there's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of pet dander, there's a lot of mold, there's a lot of things, people are smoking around you, there's a lot of things that contribute to the asthma attack, there may be no way that you can suffice it and keep it at bay, and you might have to end up in 911 in the emergency room getting a treatment and possibly being admitted into the hospital. The one thing I want to really, 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 really stress is this. Always, 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 please ma'am, please sir, please mom, please dad, grandma, grandpa, daycare provider, in-home support care providers, whomever you are, always have the person that is dealing with asthma, always have their rescue inhaler and their maintenance inhaler close by. Don't ever leave home without it. Ever, ever. Always have it close by, so that you can always, if you need to have that rescue, you will always have it at hand's reach to stop that attack. If you suspect that someone is having an asthma attack, if you suspect that someone is having difficulty breathing, please, please, please provoke them to get in touch with the doctor, to call the doctor, to set up an appointment, to go to the emergency room. Asthma attacks can kill. One of my mother's very dear friends, she would have been my age, 52 years old. She ended up passing away some 20 years ago, reaching for her inhaler. She didn't get to have children. Her mother never got to see her married or anything because her asthma was so out of whack, and she didn't have it readily available for her. Because sometimes when people have asthma attacks, you don't even have the strength to crawl and go get it. My mother has been in a situation like that. So you just want to make sure that if you suspect that someone does have asthma, that at all times, everywhere, their inhaler and maintenance inhaler, their maintenance inhaler as well as their onset emergency inhaler is very close by. Now, this particular subject that I'm talking about right now, I got to get real close and personal with you guys. I am so proud to be a beautiful Black woman. If you are not African American, you are just as beautiful. And the reason I'm saying that I'm so proud to be a beautiful Black woman is because we have really, really, really made strides in this world. We've made strides as far as being the first African American to do this, the first African American woman to do that. But you guys, oh gosh, I'm so tickled pink. Our sisters have made history. I'm sure you guys maybe have already heard about this, but just in case you haven't, Carol's Daily Sauce is here to tell you that 3 Black women won 3 national titles last week. 3 Black men wore crowns of the 3 major national pageants. So I just want to let you know that Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, and Miss America all are African American women, and these are for the 2019 year. These beautiful Black women have made history, and I personally am so excited. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you a little bit that I know. Y'all, these eyes, and see, oh my God. Tell you a little bit that I know, that I have researched and found out about them. Miss America 2019, her name is Nia Franklin. Nia Franklin is a classically trained opera singer who wants to break down all of the racial stereotypes. She wants to break every last one of them down. She has a master's degree in music composition. Franklin mentioned that she gained $65,000 in scholarships, which will help her to, as a result of winning this championship, this competition, as a result of becoming Miss America 2019. Nia Franklin won $65,000 in cash and prizes, and she will be applying a great majority of that money to her student loans. She stated in no way, shape, form, or fashion is she saying that you should join pageants to pay off your student loans. But if you do, go ahead and give it the very best you got. She said that you can apply in your own town and that you can be very, very successful. But the most important thing is just believing in yourself and knowing that you can do all things and that all things are possible. Congratulations, Miss America 2019, Nia Franklin. We are so proud of you. The second one that I am going to be discussing is Miss USA. Now this one right here, y'all, this sugar right here, I was actually watching the Miss USA, and for some reason my husband and I always end up watching it together, and we always end up saying, well, who do you think is going to be the top 3? I want you guys to know, in the Miss USA, the top 3 that I said was the top 3 was the top 3. The one that I said was going to win won. So our Miss USA 2019 is Chesley Christ, or Christ, K-R-Y-S-T. She's gorgeous, y'all. She's what I choose to call a young Diana Ross lookalike. There was actually, my husband and I, we have cable where you can like pause, and baby, she was walking down that runway and she did one of these looks right here, like that, and that hair was flowing, and she kicked them hips out looking like Diana Ross. Chesley had it going on. My husband kept rewinding. I was like, look here now, knock it off, okay, knock it off. But anyway, she looks just like a young Diana Ross. She's beautiful. Not only is she beautiful, she's intelligent. She is an attorney in North Carolina. She practices civil litigation, but in addition to practicing civil litigation, to being an attorney in North Carolina, intelligent as a Dickens, she also has a heart of gold. Guess what she does? She represents prisoners pro bono. Some of y'all may not know what that is. That's okay, because there was a time when I didn't. Pro bono just means that she offers no cost law representation to those prisoners that she chooses to offer no costs. And pro bono, yeah, pro bono just means I believe in you so much. I believe in everything that you're saying that I am going to represent you free of charge. Chesley stated that there were no more CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. She stated that that left her feeling and being in an uncomfortable situation. She felt like Black women were not being valued and represented in the way that she wanted them to. So because of this, or because of that, this small landmark, she calls this a small landmark, should be celebrated. Well, I just want to say congratulations, Miss USA 2019, Chesley Christ. Congratulations. You go, girl. She was bad, y'all. That Diana Ross lookalike was bad. She was bad. And this one right here is very dear to my heart. My sister and I, we used to visit my grandmother. I done got real comfortable. I'm all doing this right here, leaning all in, got my pajama shirt on. Yes, y'all, I did get up and put my wig on and my earrings, and I got my pajama shirt on. Took a shower and everything, and knew that I had to do my video. So I'm coming here to you guys looking presentable. You wouldn't even have known it was a pajama shirt if I hadn't told you. So sit back and relax, and let me tell you about this last person so that we can let this long video, this almost 40 minutes long, be over. So what we're doing is we are celebrating today Miss Teen USA, Kylie Garris, or Kalia. I think it's Kalia Garris. Now, Kalia is the bomb.com. Kalia actually won the Miss Teen USA. My sister and I have a sister. Her name is Shanna. She is the best person ever. She's my older sister. We are Irish twins. We are actually the same age for 9 days. So we are Irish twins. My birthday is July the 22nd. Her birthday is July the 31st, but she's a year ahead of me. So actually when my birthday comes, it comes before hers, but we're the same age for about 9 days. And you can tell because we're like real close. Anyway, we used to go to Alabama as young teenagers. And I'm telling you, we must have been a cream of the crop, obviously, in Alabama. Because when we used to come there, they used to be like, are y'all down here for the Miss Teen USA pageant? They used to think we was down. We must have been looking real good, honey. Because they used to think we were down there for the Miss Teen pageant. And we wasn't bad looking. If I didn't think that my sister would have a cow, I would actually include a picture of us around the time that we used to go down there. You know, we were born in the 60s. So, you know, we had as a matter of fact, the picture that I'm referring to, we had I had the Farrah Fawcett flip. I had the Farrah Fawcett flip, and she had I believe she had like a snatchback or something like that. You know, where it's cut, snatchback shag, where it's cut short on the top and long in the back. So anyway, they used to always ask us if we were with the Miss Teen USA. And it was a compliment to us. But no, we weren't. We were just cute Californians. They used to ask us all the time, oh my God, are y'all rich? We were no ways rich. But anyway, Kalia Garris wore her natural curls. She actually went up on the stage and entered the pageant naturally, so to speak. She was advised by many people not to wear her natural hair, yet she took a stand and she wore her natural hair. She says that she wore her natural hair in the competition because she wanted to inspire self-confidence in young girls and self-confidence in people that were watching. Now, she has been in more than one pageant. Kalia has been in several different pageants, and her mother, who is a Caucasian woman, bless her heart, because to be a Caucasian woman and trying to learn how to comb a African-American child's hair, because Kalia is biracial. her mother used to straighten her hair for competitions because probably that's what she thought they wanted. Probably it was easier for her. She didn't want, there's no telling, because, you know, what I've seen in the past, and this is not all of them, but a lot of Caucasian women don't know how to take care of their children's hair. And it's not a jab or anything to anybody, by no means necessary. It's not a jab. It's just half of us that got the curly hair don't know how to take care of it. So please don't think that I'm saying anything about you. But Kalia is now getting the amount of support from social media that she had wanted all along. She's getting biracial parents that are contacting her. They have daughters and they're telling her, thank you, thank you, thank you. And speaking very highly of her for winning the pageant. And not only winning the pageant, but winning the pageant as a biracial girl, wearing your own natural hair, and giving their biracial daughters hope that they too can join. Many girls have stated that Kalia has given them confidence in wearing their natural hair and given them confidence in being able to confidently join a competition. Well, y'all, that's been it for our Let's Chat news events with Carol's Daily Sauce. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to be reminded of each and every video that I upload. Thank you so much for tuning in. I just love you guys. I'm not going to shout out anybody. I just want to say, mwah. I love you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Please like, comment. Don't forget to share. Let people know they can come here and you can get biblical knowledge. You can get encouragement. You can get understanding. You can get some advice. We do strawberry letters here. So if you want to send me a strawberry letter about anything, please send that to all lowercase prettydiva37@gmail.com. And I will definitely get back in touch with you. Me and my husband actually handle those. In addition to that, don't be a stranger. Come back weekly. I've made it a habit to help support a lot of the YouTubers, those that support me. I go to their page weekly and give them viewing hours. Hopefully you all will do the same for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the wonderful compliments. Thank you for the people that put out great content. Oh my God, I found a lady today. Her name is Lavender Frog, and she is a converted Jehovah's Witness, and I say that with a smile. She is a converted Jehovah's Witness, and I really enjoyed her channel. I wish her all the best success in the world, as well as everybody else who is up and coming in YouTube. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. I will be back shortly because I do have to tell you about my 13th day of the 30 days to taming the tongue. God bless you and have a good evening. Bye-bye.